All right. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Let's see. I haven't assigned new homework yet, but I do expect to do that. If not today, then definitely, well, I'm hoping today to do that or tomorrow, the latest. Okay. Remember, Wednesday, there is no class. Okay. Yeah. Remember, Wednesday. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Turn that off. Hold on. 1 second. All right. Hey, everyone. I hope everyone had a nice weekend. So, what was I going to say? I haven't assigned new homework yet, but I plan to. I'm hoping to do that today. Also, there is no class Wednesday. Remember, it's a wellness day, so there is no class on Wednesday. Okay. And the exams, I'm still in the process of it. Again, I'm trying to remember, I want to say I graded like 2 or 3 questions. So, I'm trying to make progress. I'm expecting this week, excuse me, to get it back to everyone. Okay. All right. So let's see. I think that's all I said. So I did just email the notes. So let's get started. Okay. Yeah.
Will our homework still be due on Saturday?
What?
Will our homework still be due on Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I like to give everyone a week to do it. So the worst case is I make it due on Sunday. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
Just a quick question. For our exam, do you know when we'll be getting those grades back? I'm not like asking like, oh, where's our grades? But like, I'm just kind of wondering like,
I'm
if we get them like
expecting this
next
week.
week.
Once I know, I'll let you know though.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate
Okay.
it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
That's okay. Any other questions? Okay. Well, let's get started then. Okay. There we go. All right, so what I want to do now is I'm going to start chapter 6. I think I might have started it, last time, but I want to start it now. I want to start it again, that is, from the beginning. Okay, so basically in this chapter, what we're going to do is we're going to look at what are called annuities. We're going to see what it is. We're going to see what's called a savings annuity. We're also going to see what's called a payout annuity. So we're going to see both of those, in other words. And we're also going to see loans. This is actually going to be very different, as you'll see, from compound interest. Basically with compound interest, if you remember, the idea was we deposit money into some kind of account, it builds interest and stuff, but we don't deposit we don't deposit again or make withdrawals. We just leave the money in there and see what happens. Here, however, it's going to be a little more realistic in that we're going to make regular deposits or regular withdrawals, either one. So we will see that. We'll also get into loans a bit, which is actually, you'll see, very similar to annuities. Well, the theory behind it is. Okay. Also, I know I haven't posted notes for last week. I guess I was so hung up on the exams. That's not an excuse, I know, but I will post the new notes as well. I did email you the notes also. So for, today, so anyway. So with a savings annuity, the idea here is, you're working and stuff, and what you do is from each paycheck, you deposit a little bit of money in from each of your paychecks into some kind of bank account. And the money is sitting there collecting interest, it's being compounded, okay? And that's the idea of what we actually call a savings annuity. For instance, a retirement account while one is working, you might have heard of IRAs, I think it's called. An individual retirement account, that's actually a savings annuity. From each paycheck, you're putting money into the account, and it's building up interest you're not taking money though out at all. I mean, I know with IRAs, what ends up happening is you don't pay tax on it, but again, you don't take money out of it without penalty. And just to help make the theory a little bit easier to understand, we're going to make some assumptions. For instance, what we're going to do, we're going to assume that we're going to put equal amounts of money into the account on a regular schedule. And we're going to let it sit there earning interest. So for instance, what we would do is, every time we get paid, we would put the same amount, $100, let's say, into the account, once a month or once a year, on a regular schedule. We're not going to do it sporadically, in other words. Like 1 month we'll put $100 in, but the next month we'll put in $300. And then we won't do anything and wait a year to put in like $3,000. We're not going to do that, even though what we're assuming, I guess, is not realistic, 100% realistic, that is. But, it is, but, it's better than, I guess it's more realistic than just what we did in Chapter 5, where you don't make any other deposits or withdrawals. It may not be so obvious because, yeah, we're putting money in regularly. The money is also building on interest. It's being compounded. So how much we're going to have so many years later may not be obvious at first. This also will happen. We're also going to assume that the account is compounded as often as we're making deposits, at the same frequency, in other words. The account is being compounded with the same frequency as we make deposits, unless we state otherwise. So if we're making monthly deposits, the account will be compounded monthly. If we were putting money into the account daily, the account would be compounded daily, and so on and so forth. This will come up a little bit. I'm not sure how often though, but with compounding and payments, we're always going to assume it's at the end of the month. When it's monthly, it's always at the end of the month that they both occur. Okay. So just to help illustrate, so these are just some assumptions that we're making just to make the analysis a little bit easier. Okay, regular deposits or withdrawals, as we'll see on a regular deposits, the same amount that is on a regular schedule. Okay. All right. Well, let's illustrate by using calculations what's really happening here. So let's suppose, for instance, that we decide to make monthly deposits of $100. Okay. We decide to do that, for a retirement account or whatever. I'm not sure where savings annuities happen otherwise, but I'm sure they do. It's just that retirement accounts are the only example I could think of off the top of my head. And let's say the account is earning 12% annual interest. So that would be the APR, the annual percent rate. And since we're making monthly deposits, we're going to assume it's being compounded monthly. But you do have to be careful here because this was the annual interest rate, and it's being compounded monthly. So it's not going to be compounded at 12% per month. Instead, it's going to be compounded at 12 over 12%, which is 1% per month. Remember, this is the annual interest rate. We want to make it into the monthly interest rate. And we just do that by dividing. Okay. So that's what we do there. Okay. Okay, so again, this is what's so this is the interest rate. Each time it's being compounded, it's being compounded at 1%. Because again, it's being compounded monthly here. Okay. So what's going on here? So let's say initially there's nothing in the account. We haven't made our deposit yet. Remember, it's being compounded and we're depositing the money in at the end of the month. Okay? So initially there's nothing in there, and then at the end of the month there's nothing in there to compound, so to say. So it stays at $0. Then we put our money in there, $100 payment. So at the end of month one, right after, we deposited our money, we see the ending balance is $100. Okay, and let's move on to month two. So again, the prior balance in month two is $100. Okay, so it's compounded. Well, 1% of $100 is $1. So that gets added on. We put in our $100 deposit as well, okay? Right? Again, we're making regular deposits, right? The same amount each time during the same time, at the same time period, at the end of every month. So after that, our new balance is $201. Okay, that's good. Now we're in the month three.